What's up, everybody? Welcome into an EVE Online Tuesday. My name is Rob Trigilio. Appreciate you for being here, however you got here. Love having you aboard. To start this EVE Online Tuesday, we got to talk about the final days of a couple sales they have going on. Excited to look at those because it's a sale I've been waiting for a while. Then I want to finish my T4, start to finish, I guess I would say. My T4 production. I think we're back. Looks like we're back. Okay. Are we back everywhere? Back on YouTube. Back on Twitch. Yeah, weird little disconnect there. Okay. Well, so we are going to start with starting to finish our T4 PI chain. I've kind of let that go. We're on. Okay. I've kind of let that go since the last time we touched it on Friday, so it should be ready to get some T3s in there, and then we'll get the T4s set up as well. We'll do a little bit of ship fitting, and then I had spoken about this earlier but wasn't able to do a video. Weird day. All kinds of stuff popping up. I had spoken about this before, but wasn't able to do a video. Want to do a video on why you're hauling in the wrong ship. You can haul in whatever ship you want. But I've got a suggestion for you in terms of trying to haul stuff that I feel like can help out. So we'll do that for the final segment of the day. So first, let's look at the EVE Online store. Okay. So, save 20% on Plex and free skins. 8 days. That's not the one I came here to see. What I came here to see was the MCT. Because I heard there was a sale on MCT, but I guess maybe not. Is there a pack that we don't know about? Are we too late? I did hear it was ending today, so we might be too late in general. Let's take one more look through here. So Plex with skins, I don't know. I just never feel like is really a good deal. Interested in buying 80,000 plus Plex bulk purchase rates available. I did not think that I knew that. Spend a couple $1,000 on Plex. Yikes. But I mean, if you're a big corp and you can then sell it to your members at a discount and still make a little bit of ISK on it, that's probably helpful. Okay, well, let's see what the launcher said again. Okay, let's try this. Nope, it's the same exact thing. It says MCT special. What are we doing? So one MCT. Okay, so here we are. 3 MCTs, 1 month Omega, and one skin for $24. That's not bad. The 1 month Omega, generally $20. The fair price to save for it is really like 15. Um, so that's $10 for three MCT certificates, and one normally costs you 10. 2 months for six. 2 months and six for 42. So that's $30. So that's $12 for six MCTs. So that's a good deal too. And then I assume the math on the four for 72 also works out. Interesting. Well, this might be a purchase for me when we get offline. I've been waiting for those MCT sales to come back. So we'll have to make a decision on it. But, we're broke kids right now, so we don't want to go too crazy with MCTs. Okay. Let's get in here. Okay. Locked in on that. So first, let's look at our PI train. We're going to need to restart everything. I assume. Yeah, we're on restarts, so that's good. It means we're running the full cycle, so we can get a feel for what it will produce in a full cycle. We got 10 people in local, so that's a little tough. You wish that number wasn't quite so high. But we'll see if we can sneak around a little bit. Nothing on D-scan, so that's good. A lot of player-owned facilities here, so maybe one of them is loaded up. I actually should be in my other ship for this, now that I think about it. So let's go get it.
Warp drive active.
One person in the Keep Star, nobody in the Raitaru. Which begs the question, where is everybody? Where are these 8 in local? What are they doing? Who are they hanging out with, We're dead center for D-scan purposes, so... Also heard that Eve is migrating over its servers today and this week and over the next little while here. And that sounds terrifying. That sounds absolutely frightful.
Warp drive active.
So if you haven't been with us for the first part of this PI setup, got booted out of the space I was in. So making a new home, trying to set up a new PI chain, decided to make a video out of it. Tried to describe everything as I did it, but just a kind of generic walkthrough on how to set up PI, how I do it, what I'm looking for, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily need this thing to produce. I don't necessarily need what it's producing. I got plenty of money on my other characters. This is just an alt who I trained up because they were going to be in nullsec. I trained up on some of the PI skills. So she's only to 4 in the 2 that matter.
Warp drive active.
For interplanetary consolidation, she's up to 4, so I can have 5 planets. And for command center upgrades, she's up to 4, so we're 1 tier away from being fully upgraded on those. But it does affect your ability to do stuff like produce T4s. So we want to make sure that we are setting this up in a way that's going to be efficient, if not optimized. But she's just not going to be able to do as much as if you have somebody fully trained on PI. But, this is for beginners, and, if you're starting and maybe you're trying to make some T4s in high sec or something like that, hopefully it's a nice little guide for you to check out quickly. Okay.
Warp drive active.
So nobody in local right now, so we can be a little bit more cavalier, if you hadn't noticed. That's a problem, though.
Warp drive active.
Those guys shouldn't bother you unless you bother them, but I always just get a little bit nervous about that, as you can see. So, a way that you can make these trips quicker is to open these customs office while you're cloaked up in space and just move everything. Before you get there. So a lot of bacteria, that's good. We need that for like 3 things. Proteins we only need for 1. Electrolytes I think we only need for 1. Both those are around 800, so that's pretty good numbers on both of them. As far as the T2 stuff goes, 490 fertilizer. We only have 1 T2 factory on that planet. So that number is going to be a little bit low, but it's as long as we keep it always moving, I'm not overly concerned about it, but we'll see how that plays. For the T2 on this planet, 850. We'll see how that compares to the other ones. This third planet does not have any T2 manufacturing. It is only manufacturing T1 components because the T1 components we needed from here do not match up. So, but that's a good number of each of those. Feel good about that. Let's move them in.
Warp drive active.
And so this one, we'll compare this with the synthetic oil and see if we feel like we have enough in terms of if the production's okay, or if we want to take away a T2 and put in more T1 factories. Ooh, who are you? Oh, I think those Vespas were out here last time, which is weird. They shouldn't live that long. Oh, I don't know if we need the chai roll. So let's just do this. And go here. And then we can double check and see. I think we need a bunch of the toxic. So we're going to have to come back for that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the production it's had. Now let's see if we can get everything up and running the way that it should be. So let me first go back to my safe.
Warp drive active.
Cloak up. And let's just see, is anything that we're making on here in need of chiral structures? The answer is no. So I only need the chiral structures for on that planet. So let's go back. Oops.
Warp drive active.
Okay, now we got a saber. And they're probably going to be coming for me here in not too long. So let's just take this and do this and take this and do this and get out of here.
Warp drive active.
And I mean, if I get bubbled, I'm pretty screwed, I'd say. I do have an afterburner and a micro warp drive on this one.
Warp drive active.
In hopes of avoiding Todd Hunter. But, you know, we'll see. All in all, it's a pretty cheap fit, and I have replacements that I can go get from Hack. So, you know, we'll just give it a shot. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Now that we've got everything in the proper customs office, we can go back to our home base and try to do the rest from there, as long as we can make it there safely. There's my man trying to bubble. Which, not the best bubble. But not a bad one.
Warp drive active.
Bet you he doesn't have scanners on that ship, though. So let's see what he does when I bait him a little bit. Is that a second bubble he threw up? Did he take down his bubble? Yeah, trying to readjust where they are. Which, I mean, fair, but, like, do you think I'm actually going to try to jump through? Or what are we doing, you know?
Warp drive active.
See if I can freak him out a little bit more. He's got a couple bubbles up there, but I just, you know, feel like you could do better. I don't even have good bookmarks here yet. See if he follows me. I don't think he will, but... Ooh, he did.
Warp drive active.
Wow.
You cannot cloak your ship as you are being targeted by someone.
Good job by him. I'm impressed. Well, that's what happens when you take too many chances, you know? Could have just cloaked up and been fine. Oh, did I not switch my... Oh, that's annoying. That's okay, though. Because then we can go pick up... That's not what I want.
Warp drive active.
With autocannon. Interesting. He had to have some sort of web on there because he was slowing me down,
Warp drive
even with
active.
my AB on. Got a little too cocky, but that's okay. Oh, excuse me. You can only fly it if you're okay with losing it.
Warp drive active.
My real mistake was jumping to 100. I should have jumped. I normally jump to like 50 or 75 or 35, and I jumped to 100, and that was why he was able to get me. So now we got to pick up a ship. Our fitting for it is back in.
Warp drive
I feel like I
active.
had a thing for that. Our fitting for it is back in our home station, but that's okay. We can fly just the whole out there. Just take a little bit longer.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted. Warp drive active.
Oh, I do not like flying unfit ships, though. I can tell you that. That is not my favorite thing to do. But sometimes you gotta.
Warp drive active.
Good news is he didn't get any of our PI, obviously, so that's a plus. Yeah, what was my value on the kill report? Oh, that's my pod. Yeah, 16 million-esque. I don't know. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Happy to create content for you.
Warp drive active.
Was a nice move, though. Him jumping to 100 there. The only thing about it is the way that he had it set up. First of all, he wasted a ton of bubbles, but I don't think he cares. He's probably got plenty of money. But the second thing was, if I could have gotten away, I could have jumped back to that gate and probably gotten through. And it was all just because I jumped to the planet at 100. And I should have jumped to it at, 30 or 70 or something like that. Because, of course, they're going to expect that you jump at 100. But sometimes when you're clicking too quick, you click too quick. Now we got to get back to the home station, The more I think about it, the more I'm upset about it. It wasn't a good gate camp. But, those goons kids, they'll take anybody nowadays, I'm interested to know what people think of goons. It was, for a long time, much hated. And then they got into the war with Pandemic Horde that lasted a very long time. I'm talking in general, Not the one that they used to wipe them off the map, which went much faster. But I feel like when they did that, kind of gained some favor because people didn't like Horde at all. I don't know if that's true. Maybe that's just my perception of it. But I don't know. I've never been a big Goons fan. It's like, rooting for the Golden State Warriors of the past 20 years or whatever. Being a Patriots fan. Like, I don't know. If you were born there, it's your team. Okay, fine. But otherwise, it just feels kind of lame. Like, if you just go join Goon Swarm, just feels kind of lame, doesn't it? But that's the thing that you're into,
Warp drive active.
Well, always a bummer to start the day with your ship getting blown up, but, that's what he's all about.
Warp drive active.
So we just need to figure out a way to get back home. Then when we do, we will go through and sort that PI. Should be very simple from this point. A little bit of action at this gate too. Look at that.
Warp drive active.
Also could probably fit that ship better. I don't think he had a point because he had a web, and there's only so many mid slots on a Saber. So I think I'd be surprised if he had a point as well. So chances are, if I get through the bubble, I get out of there. But the web was a good call because I did have an AB. And so without it, I probably make it to the edge. Anthema.
Warp drive active.
I probably make it to the edge of the bubble. Now he probably buys enough time to throw up another bubble still there. My other option that I chose not to take was to just hit my cloak and see if he could uncloak me. It's tough to do moving as slow as I would have been moving. But he was only one ship, you know? So you cloak and you turn, and you hope you just kind of drift for 15 minutes in a direction, which I've done on stream before. It's a viable way to get away from people. He then has to get within 2,500 meters of you, and especially if he doesn't have drones to help him out, which Saber doesn't have a drone bay. If he doesn't have drones to help him out, makes it very hard. He probably would have called in support, but he was the only one in local. So now, if I was on my main, we'd ship into something that could take that Saber down and go get him. Half of me wants to do that with one of these ships that is not necessarily built for it. Like a Talwar versus a Saber, probably not gonna go well for me. Could be fun though. Could be fun. I just don't think these are all real basic fits. Yeah, I don't even have Tech 2s on there. I've got Arbalists. Put a bigger afterburner on there and scoot around. Nah, she doesn't have the stuff for it. I wish she did. That would be fun. Okay, let's go here. And fitting and fits. Suchis. Fit chip. Yes. Close. And that's interesting. I'd probably put them on here. Sure did. So that'll have to be a swap when we need it kind of thing. But we can put them on Suchis for now. Okay. So now that we have an idea what everything looks like, let's feed these and see if how we feel about our output. I do have to go into space to access the customs office. But like I've said before, the nice thing about it is you don't even need to move away from the station. So you can just stop ship. And should be able to access it from here. Can't. Need to be in the same solar system. So he did do a little bit of damage to me here, which is interesting.
Docking request accepted.
Somebody's lighting a Sino. That's also interesting. Well, we're going to have to get creative then. Find ourselves a little shuttle. 10,000. 12,000, 10,000, 30,000, and 100,000. It's okay, I think the Galente ones look best anyway. I wonder what they're sinoing in.
Warp drive active.
Probably a jump freighter. Thought you needed to do it a little further from the station, though. Thought there was like a minimum. But I am new to sinusoidal field generators, so, you know.
Warp drive active.
Has he abandoned his post?
Warp drive
Oh,
active.
Todd. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Good reason to always have a shuttle handy, you know what I mean? Disappointed Todd's not still here. Wanted to commend him. I really didn't think he had it in him.
Warp drive.
And Todd, if you're watching, feel free to gloat a little bit, you know? It's fine too. We accept it. Would they bring in anything yet? Nothing. Sure, I'm freaking him out though.
Docking request accepted.
Okay. So now let's feed. Can we get these organized by T2? Maybe not. Okay. So, biotech research reports are construction blocks, livestock, and nanites. Construction blocks, livestock, and nanites. Cryoprotectant solution is synthetic oil, fertilizers, and test cultures. Synthetic oils, fertilizers, and test cultures. Okay, and then supercomputers is water-cooled CPUs, coolant, and consumer electronics. Coolant and consumer electronics. Now we know that our biggest problem here is going to be construction blocks. We did not have the excess toxic metal to start making those on a regular basis, but as you can see, we've got all our T2 factories up and running now. So that should outcycle the problem, hopefully. So each of these is creating 5 units, and you need 10 units to go. These cycles are 1 hour. These cycles are 1 hour. So we should be inputting at least 10 every hour. So we should keep up with the demand. But as you can see, we've got another load. We've got it loaded up, and I think we've got another load ready to go. Let's see. Yeah, so we've got a second load ready to go for when this finishes. Same here, same here. So we're in a decent spot there. We are down to 9,108, and the only thing that I think we have extra of in the customs office is consumer electronics, but we don't have enough coolant to keep that running for past as long as we have the consumer electronics here. So we can go move those just to be safe, but I have a feeling we will run out of the things to make coolant before we get there. A lot of base metals. That's fine. We need that for 2 things: construction blocks and nanites. Oh, 3 things. And water-cooled CPUs. So that's why we have a lot of those. We have a lot of bacteria for the same reason. I think we have more biofuel than we need. I think just, is it livestock is the only one? Yeah. So biofuel, we're getting a lot of carbon. I don't think we need that much. Water, we need for water-cooled CPUs, test cultures, and then coolant, but we're making that on planet. Oh, no, we're not. We're making it here. Okay, so we've got a good number of that, so I feel good about that. I feel good about having a lot of these too. Same thing with bacteria. So it looks like carbon is the only thing that we need to turn down a little bit. Toxic metals is fine. Of course, we're turning those base metals into reactive metals. That's fine. Proteins we only need a little bit of. Electrolytes we only need a little bit of. Livestock we only need a little bit of. Oh, livestock's a T2. Okay, everything else is a T2. So yeah, so I feel good about where we are. The only thing I might look at turning down is biofuels. I'm going to keep this program running the way that it was. Fine with the way this is going. So now we can go in and look at our other planets. And biofuels is the only one that maybe we should turn down just a little bit. I think the other thing we're producing on that planet is water. Okay there. We're okay there. This one's always a tough one, because the 2 nodes are going to be right on top of each other. So it's just a matter of how you want to work around it. We'll keep just biting at the edges a little bit. Okay. So this is our planet with carbon, and we just don't need this much. So let's see what happens. This might just be a situation where we sell the excess, because we're going to end up with a lot of carbon here. But we also do need a lot of water. We also have the option of loading up on carbon and then switching this and pulling something like bacteria or reactive metal from this planet. But for now, we'll just up the water and see if we leave it on a cycle like this, how the two of those come out. And then here we need more toxic metal, but I was happy with how they split up. So let's just make sure we're in a good spot. And I think we leave this the way that it was. And if we end up with more consumer electronics, that's one of the more useful T2s. So we can always go sell that. Oh yeah, so one of the things that we did was turn this off to save toxic metal coming in. I don't think we need to turn it back on. So we'll leave it for now. But yeah, we could really ramp up our consumer electronic creation. We also can ship over some reactive metals and switch this to build construction blocks if we're happy with the output that we have. So that's another option. You don't love doing the reverse trip because then you're paying for it a couple of times. You're paying for it as a tier 1 resource, then you're paying for it as a tier 2 resource. You want to try to put those costs all in one place so you don't have to necessarily spend so much taking stuff out and putting it in, but it's also just a really small number, so not overly concerned about it. And then here, the only thing that we're waiting for now is our T3s. And when we get the first run of those, we'll put them in here. You're only going to get 3 per cycle with this, which means that you won't be able to do your T4 until 2 hours from now. But we can load it up an hour from now and just establish the routes, and then that way it'll run behind the scenes. And once we do that, we only need to check it every 3 or 4 days. The more you check it, obviously, the more you're willing to go and just ferry stuff from one spot to another, the quicker your builds will go. But we can see the light at the end of the tunnel now. We can produce T4 without full skills, which is great. This is one of the more complicated T4s. This is a total of 9 T2s put into 3 T3s, put into 1 T4, which is the most complicated that you could get. Some of them have only 6 T2s going into 2 T3s, and then the T4 is created by the 2 T3s and a T1. Some of them have T3s that only require 2 inputs rather than 3. But the most complicated that you can have is having 3 T3s all fed by 3 T2s, each of them fed by 3 T2s, meaning that you need 9 T2s. And that's what we have in this system. And even with our lack of skills, we're short 1 planet, we're short 1 level of command center upgrades. Even being short those things, we still have the the headroom to create T4s. So what does this T4 factory actually probably produce? It probably runs one cycle every 2 hours at best. I mean, it can only run one cycle every 2 hours at best, the way it works, unless we were to build more T3 factories, which we don't have the room for with our power grid here. So as you can see, power grid wise, we're at 99.4%. So we couldn't put 3 more T2 factories there, which means that this T4 can run at best every other hour, meaning the most that it could produce is 12 units of the T4 every day. That being said, we're not going to have enough of the feeder resources to make sure that the T3s run 24 hours a day. So if we don't have enough to make sure the T3s run 24 hours a day, then obviously the T4 isn't hitting every other cycle like you'd want it to be. So in actuality, I'm betting we get around 6 per day, and that's only if we actually come in and feed the factories the way we need to. I bet if we come back a day or two from now, we'll have probably 10 in there, would be my guess. But if we were to come back every day and move raw resources, or not raw, but T1 resources and T2 resources into the launch pad, I think we could do maybe around 6 to 10 per day, which would be, I mean, optimal. The best you could do would be 12 per day. And so if you can get 10 per day, I think you feel pretty good about your PI setup in line. So we'll do this for a little bit, try to make a little bit of money and see if it was worth all the effort. It's money for nothing, but your time isn't nothing. So it's up to you to decide if the value is there for you to do it. You, like I said, can also just sell lower level resources, point we made in earlier parts of the video. If you want to just sell T1s or sell T2s or sell T3s, you can do that as well. And there's websites to help you figure out the best way to maximize profit off of that. So if you need it, you can do that as well. So thanks for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. I know it was kind of a long walkthrough, but we will add in the T4s and then wrap it up after that. Pretty good. Happy with that. Happy that wasn't a problem. And we can even create a little extra leeway by producing construction blocks on that lava planet if we need to. We could theoretically do the same thing on our planet that is only pulling P1s. We could figure out something that goes with water, which is our biggest pull there. Probably reactive. I think that's water-cooled CPUs if you have reactive and water. So we could start producing water-cooled CPUs on the planet just by bringing reactive metal from our production planet to that one. And that way you are creating another T2 outside of your production planet if we need to smooth things over a little bit. So there's options for just a little bit of wiggle room, but not a ton. But it'll be interesting to see how much it produces and how much money it makes. Once you have it set up, though, I mean, aside from 5 or 10 minutes of maintenance every 4 weeks or every 7 days, you know, it should be just making money behind the scenes for you. Speaking of which, let's figure out what we got here. So one of the nice things... Hopefully I'll get that all back from asset safety. And then maybe we'll make a run and try to sell some stuff, you know? Okay. All right. Well, for the stream, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we will fit a couple ships and talk about what you should be hauling in. Something that might have been able to save me from that gank that you just saw. So we will be right back. Make sure you stick with us. All right, everybody, welcome back. Wanted to do a little ship fitting, theory crafting, ship fitting. Some of my favorite stuff to do in the game. I could get lost. I could just do it for hours. And what I want to try to fit so what I really need to fit, but you don't really fit it, is a nomad, because I need one so bad. But you don't really fit it. It's kind of straightforward, right? But what I do want to fit is a panther. So this is kind of right now my end game. Solo box, solo player, of course. But I do have alts. And so sinoing this around could be fun. I also do have friends that play. I don't play with them often. But I could sino with them as well. If I had something worthwhile to bring, like, say, a Black Ops battleship. As you can see, I don't have the skills for it yet. That's okay. We're working on it. How many skill points does it require? 3,663,000, so that's like 1 LSI. Plus I've got 200 in the bag. So but, you know, let's put it in there. I'm sure it's in here. Yeah, Minotaur Battleship 4. So let's add it in. No reason we can't move it up. This, we had 2 skills training to 5 back to back, and it was like 2 months worth of time. So it's good to see that this is 3 days away from being done, and then we can just kind of start pinging a whole bunch of stuff that we've been waiting on there. Love that. Reminds me that we can do this and just cheat out a couple of these here. Let's see, that daily goal was for the what, 5? So if I'm vigilant about it, no, that's for 10. Yeah, I'm not going to make it to here. Haven't been playing much this month. And I normally hit those every month too. But okay, so we've got 5 turret hard points. We want to put grapples, obviously projectile turrets on there. No targeting delay after cloaking device deactivation. So cool. These are the kind of cool things that guys are used to flying, and this is like going to be my first foray into flying something that has this kind of stuff on it. So always super open to your suggestions if you've got ideas about how it should be fit. Max velocity while using cloaking devices. Get out of town. Ugh. And reinforced bulkhead hit points. So might be worth it to drop a couple reinforced bulkheads in there. That's interesting. Okay, so we want to put a Sinosuro covert on there. I don't know if we want to put a jump portal generator on there though, because I'm normally flying by myself. Got to get to Sinosuro 5 for that. That'll probably be a skill point drop, but that's okay. This number is gonna go up by a lot, just so you know. My skills are wide, they are not deep. Okay, and then let's put on the turrets and then let's fit for speed. Fit for safety, I guess I should say. And I don't know anything about large. I know I probably don't want autocannons. I feel like that's a waste on a ship like this. Already maxes our power grid. Okay, that's interesting. If I remember right, I think it's carbines that are your best option for projectiles. But I don't think I need this because this is for other people, isn't it? Yeah, allowing for companion vessels to travel through vast swaths of space. Okay. What else here? Let's put some charges in there. The number is going to be underwhelming, I promise. $200. Again, don't have full skills yet, so don't freak out, you know? Okay. I don't think you can put assault damage controls on this, but that would be sweet. Yeah. But we got plenty of low slots, so a regular damage control I think is going to be on the menu. And then I would love to use this for hunting. It gets heavy stasis grappler optimal range. But I'm just not a very good hunter. Something I gotta learn how to do. And then we got to figure out what kind of propulsion we want to put on there. I feel like a micro jump drive might be good on this. We're going to need 100 MN. Where's my active speed 0? Oh, because that's on? Okay. .485 meters per second isn't terrible, but it's not good. 505. Only gets up to 1200 with a micro. Might be worth it just to do the 100 MN. We can try to boost those numbers up too. Again, if you have suggestions, feel free. I kind of feel like this is the ship you want a micro jump drive on. Can't put a nullifier on this? That surprises me a little. Thought you could definitely do that. Okay, well, let's see what kind of damage we can do here align time wise. I know that doesn't matter for these ships, but it makes me feel better. Just want to know. You know what I mean? So the quickest it can get is sub 7. which means I probably... God, I'm tempted. But I mean... Can go sub 8. Your line time just does you no good trying to pump it, you know? Oh, I had my afterburner on for that. My bad. Let's redo that. That is a sex. Now, see, listen, a sub 5 battleship does get me a little bit excited. I don't know if it should, but it does. I wonder other people's thoughts on a line time for a battleship. A Black Ops ship with a sub 5 align time gets the boys going a little bit for me. You know? Okay, I wonder, can we do a nano there? Negative, negative. Not if I want to stay below 5. Real comfortably below 6. Can probably do that. Yeah, man, and that almost gets me to sub 5. So what if I just went 3 of these? Does the trick. 284 meters per second. 631. Oh man. Okay, so what if I do this? And oh man, it's so close. And then with this 621, yeah. Okay, so what if we do this? God, a sub 5 battleship is just getting me excited. $264, $585, and $746 heated. And what do you get for the bulkheads? 5% hit points. Don't know if that's worth it. About 3,000 extra hit points. I think you just go damage mods there. I mean, if you get into a stand-up fight with another battleship, you're probably in trouble. Could you fight like a Talos or something, though? And that little extra HP would matter. It's an interesting problem. So let's see if we tank it out. It's just for educational purposes. 622. So if we switch this to a low friction, doesn't put us below. So if we go like this and like this, it's way too much headroom. So if we go like this, still not enough, and then just if we go full whole tank. Okay, and then let's put on a transverse bulkhead. That's what I want, right? Yeah. So 42,000 EHP with 60s across the board in resists. Man. Just out of curiosity, what happens if we do this and this? Way less EHP. Those damage controls, man. I don't understand people who don't put them on ships. Okay, so you're a sub 6 with 42,000 EHP. Go 279 without a prop, 621 width, and almost 800 overheated. But that's not really how we want to fit this, right? So we probably want to dump the low friction, but we might bring it back. I mean, a low friction's not going to get me below 5 here, right? Right. Yeah. We definitely want a damage rig and 2 damage mods in there. I mean, if you're fitting for speed, fit for speed, you know? But that, I hate losing that damage control. I'm down to 2,700 EHP. Ooh, and it's going to go down more because of what I'm about to do. Still not there, though. Okay, so there's your sub 5. But we're at 2,600 EHP. And we're almost out of power grid. But let's keep going. Let's see if we can get it. Okay, we want probably a collision accelerator here. Because we just want to blap right when we get on grid. We are looking for damage here. So turrets and launchers. I always mess these two up. Yeah, projectile. And then let's put a point on it. And like I said, I got no idea what I'm doing here, so feel free to tell me I'm an idiot. Do I want target painter there? What am I getting for like range? Yeah, it's huge range. I mean, I feel like I have to go shield here. Just because we are so low. So that gets us back up to 35,000 EHP. The problem is our power grid is off the charts overloaded. So let's first try. Oh, that's why. Not even close. Also, not even close. I don't even have all my highs filled yet. Okay, well, let's start going through and compacting everything. I wish when you moused over this, it'd be like, here are the things that are taking up the majority of your power grid. Is it really just the guns? Okay, well. let's keep it with guns we can, get. Yeah, I mean, all the power grid usage on them is essentially the same. Scout does more damage. I'm not hurting on CPU. But that's really the only thing you get a break on. So what's the thought process here? What am I missing? I mean, it's supposed to fit large turrets. But I mean, at 3,000 a clip, it can fit 4 of them. I mean, even the 1,200s. I'm over by 2,000. I haven't even blinked. That's a little bit crazy to me. Now listen, my skills are probably not helping here. But even still, like... So, I mean, I know I'm a little while away from flying this. But it just feels like fitting this is going to be an absolute nightmare. Then if I put a diagnostic system, that's crazy. Man, okay, well. I'm going to open this back up whenever I am ready to fly this thing, and it's going to be like... Obviously, this was not the best fit. But I love the idea of making a hunter. I just... So let's compare. I think I can build the J5s too. Man, that is a huge difference in activation costs. So the compact does save you a couple thousand on power grid. Get a little more range out of the scoped. All stuff I should be expecting. But looks like I need the compact for this fit right now. I probably wouldn't bling it because I will die, you know? So. Stop. The scrambler's in here. So it looks like we get a Tech 2 grappler on there, which is awesome because that is what we're bonused on, right? %20 bonus to optimal range. Okay. How about a covert ops cloaking device, Rob? Feel like you can't put a covert ops cloaking device on a black ops ship? What are we talking about here? Is that true? Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, well, I'd love to take one of them off, but then I'm not going to be sub 5, so diminishing returns my ass. So 4, 6, that's so crazy. So almost 500 meters per second cloaked. That's so exciting. It's the kind of thing I don't get to play with much, so. So we've got a like rounded outfit, but like I don't know. What else do we want to put in here? A newt. I mean, I can just put the jump portal on even though I'm not going to use it ever. Feel like we can do better though. Oh yeah, how about a drone link augmentator? So right now my control range is 49 kilometers. And if I put it on, it makes it 73. I like that. I gotta put some drones in here. 125 megabits per second. That's to run 5 larges. Or a large is 50. What's the bandwidth? $25. Okay. So let's do 1, 2 webifiers. And 3 target painters. And then we can put a flight of light drones in there too. And then let's put salvage drones in there. So that's 402 DPS, which is obviously low, but we've got skills to work on, clearly. Ways away from building it, so I'm not overly concerned about that, but we'll make sure we keep kind of pushing through. Got a decent amount of power grid left. Wish that meant that I didn't need that, but it does not. Or that. And a 1 won't cut it. So So I want to be within 23 kilometers for my optimal range. Not going to be able to web them that far out. Which means I probably want to switch this as much as I'd like that to be a scrambler. Or do I just put, do we look at what blasters would do on this? Or autocannons, I should say. Let's take a look. Nope. It's artillery. Just do another polarized build. Really go after it. $612 DPS. That wants me within. It's actually not bad. Fall off is 23 kilometers, but it wants me within 2.8. That makes the grappler and the scrambler more fun, at least. Can sneak up close to them with the improved cloaking device and my ridiculous speed while I'm cloaked. $1.2 billion, but 790 million of that is just the hull. Man, large ancillary current router 2, 186 million. That's crazy. All right, well, let's save it. I'm sure that'll evolve a few times as we go through our process here. Like I said, we still got a bunch of skills to learn, and we're not even at the tier where we're getting ready to build this yet. We're building a Hurricane next, and then probably a Sleipnir after that. So we're here, and so the next step is then Typhoon and Panther. But just kind of wanted to take a look at the fit and see where I needed to head skills-wise for it. Long term, we hope to have all of them, But the way I play the game, there's not much point in LSIing, spending a bunch of money I hate that too. So, and it looks like, 500 million to fit the ship, but this is going to be the first ship in a while. I mean, I'm talking since probably like the first, I don't even know, because like destroyers were not that hard to build. I mean, getting into the T2 obviously was difficult, but this will be the first ship since then that I have to like really worry about how many resources I have. I can't just assume that I have everything, which I've been able to do for the most part for a while now. So I'm really gonna have to make sure I get enough resources together to build a hull like this. It's gonna be the first real challenge. I mean, there's nothing crazy on here. This is probably the hardest thing. But I've got everything else. It's just about making sure I have enough of it. 20,000 for night carbide, 65,000 nanomechanical microprocessors. That's the kind of stuff that'll be tough. This capital jump drive is the other thing that I probably don't have. Yeah, the rest of it I feel like I can make pretty easily. It's just about having enough of them, you know what I mean? Like, I can make all of these things already. It's one of the things I like about T2 production is if you follow a tree up, you have everything that you need from the, all the way down to the reactions, all the way up to here. I have all this stuff. This is the only thing I don't have. Capital jump drive. Yeah, and that's just minerals. So that's fine. I do need to figure out where to get this blueprint from. Ha! You need a wetware mainframe, which is awesome because that's what we're building on the other guy, right? So we can just send some wetware mainframes over. Nice and easy, not a problem. But I do need to figure out where to get one of these blueprints. I wish I could copy that. Ooh, I can't. There we go. Gonna have to do some research online to figure out where to get that. It's a sweet looking ship though. See what kind of skins people have for it. Just for fun. I never liked those biosecurity skins, and I have a ton of them too. That's kind of cool. Bloody hands. Blue tigers, sweet. I like that. I like the little shine on it. Chain breaker. That's pretty dope. I like the pattern on there. Dawn of Liberation. Cool name. Could have done better on the skin, not gonna lie to you. Eros Blossom, I'm probably good on. That one's okay. Exoplanets Hunter. Fireblade Gorilla. I mean, I love the little pulsing there. That's sweet. Glacial Drift, never been a favorite of mine. Halcyon Dawn is just biosecurity reversed. Hazard Control. Headhunter. The Headhunter ones I should like more, and they don't really do anything for me. Ice Blade Gorilla. Justice. Again, a cool name. Luminare Rising. It's a bit much for me. Malgrin Marshlight. Republic Fleet. I have my own line of Republic Fleets. Republic Police. Never got the police skin thing. I mean, thrilled for you guys that you like them. Never understood it. Snowline Blade Racer. Tron Hadar Inc. I feel like there's potential here. Like that better. Valclear Glory. Never liked those either. The Venus Red Force. Now that's kind of cool. Yule Festival. I think Yule Festival. Yule Festival might have been my favorite. Justice has the best name. It's pretty good. Fireblade Gorilla. Well, what's our pick? I'd say the pick is either Fireblade Gorilla or Yule Festival. But you can pick your own. Pick your own favorite. Oh, it's cool. It's got that little... Oh, I didn't even see that. The banners hanging off the side. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty dope. I just don't like that it actually says it on there, but, whatever. Well, one day we'll be in a Black Ops Panther, and if I'm still on stream, y'all can come yeet me, Okay, we'll take a quick break and then come back right after this. All right, everybody, welcome back. Last little bit here on the stream, and that'll do it for an EVE Online Tuesday. Tomorrow will be a D&D Wednesday. A couple things planned for that. Excited for it. But let's finish up here. So, with our PI chain, we've been creating our T3s for over an hour now, so we should be on our second round of those, which we are, and almost halfway through our second round, so that's great. So that means that in our storage area, we should have T3s, which we do. You need 6 for your T4s to input for your first go around. We obviously don't have that much, but that's okay. We will send and create these routes anyway. And then once we create these routes, as soon as it fills up, it'll send them right to the T4 production. So now it's saying, yeah, I've got the routes for everything that I need, but I don't have enough of them. And that's fine. When these end, they'll send here, and then obviously this will send to T4, and we can just start producing. So let's see, is there anything that we're super low on? We can submit that. Is there anything that we're super low on? Construction blocks, obviously, but those are being made here, so that's fine. It's really this stuff here. Reactive metals is low. Proteins, electrolytes, but I think we only use each of those once. So there's electrolytes, there's proteins. Yeah, so we use only each of those one time. Water, reactive metal, we're using those multiple times. But we've got the base metals in here to try to offset. Problem is, we only got one factory right now making base metals into reactive metals. And so we got to make sure that thing just runs 24 hours a day, which it should, so that's fine. Bacteria, we're already getting low on. We know we're going to have a lot of biofuels. We've got way more than we need. And then water. I think bacteria is really going to be the problem, if I'm being honest. So we need it for 2 items here, the nanites and the test cultures, and then 1 on its planet itself. And we're already down to 4,000. So that's something that could run out quick. It's that and reactive metals that are your big concerns. Each of those have 3 things that they're feeding. The water, I think, has 3 as well. Coolant. Water-cooled CPUs and test cultures. But we seem to, I mean, there's plenty of water. So even though that's feeding 3 things, really what my eyes are on are the bacteria feeding 2 and the reactive feeding 3. It's a low number, but we have a factory on this planet producing it. So what we really want to see is this not run out before like the bacteria does. So we'll come back and check on it in a couple days. We might do another dump from our feeder planets to this planet, just to try to keep everything running. But for the most part, it feels like we've got a pretty good setup here. And we'll see what it turns out and then report back to you. So. Okay. Anything else for today? I was going to do that hauler video. I'll do that another day. There's too many people around. I think that's it for today. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate everybody hanging out for a EVE Online Tuesday. Like I said, tomorrow will be a D&D Wednesday, and then we will get back to sports on Thursday. A couple games going on, and then the NFL hits their long break, so that'll be nice. But we'll have something to talk about Thursday night for sure. All right, everybody. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day, and we will catch you tomorrow. Peace.